Okay, let's unpack this. If you're a parent or, you've ever been near a newborn, you know that feeling, that kind of high-stakes confusion.
Oh, yeah.
A baby cries and
Yeah.
boom, like 100 thoughts just rush in. Is it pain? Is it just annoyance? Or is it the I'm awake, feed me now cry?
Exactly. And trying to figure that out, it's been this universal challenge for, well, forever.
The ultimate guessing game.
Re
Exhausting.
And that dilemma, that age-old problem, that's precisely where today's technology comes in. We're doing a deep dive into AI that promises to, well, maybe eliminate some of that guesswork.
An AI shortcut. Okay, I'm intrigued. What are we looking at specifically?
Our source material today focuses on a mobile app called the Cry Analyzer. It's developed by a Japanese company, First Descent Inc., and it's designed pretty much to be an instant baby translator using AI.
A baby translator app. Okay, so our mission here is to get past the shiny promises and really dig into how it works, like the actual mechanics. How does an app hear the difference between, say, a hungry cry and an angry cry?
Yeah.
And we need to look at their accuracy claims, how it personalizes things for your specific baby.
And the business side, too, yeah. How does it all stay afloat?
Exactly. Let's start with the core mechanism then, because that's where the magic or maybe the algorithm actually happens. When we hear a cry, we mostly just notice, like, volume, right? And how long it goes on. But what's the cry analyzer listening for? What's different? How does it acoustically separate furious from just plain hungry?
Well, it's about moving beyond just hearing noise to actually analyzing the sound wave scientifically. The app's core thing relies on these pretty advanced algorithms. They're trained to analyze very specific bits of the cry.
Specific bits, like what?
Things like the pitch, how high or low the sound is, the frequency modulation, that's about how quickly the pitch shifts up and down,
Okay.
and also the duration, the rhythm of the sound bursts. It's looking at the whole acoustic signature.
So it's really breaking down the sound itself.
Exactly. And what's really fascinating is that the algorithm operates on the idea that different internal states, hunger, pain, sleepiness, they actually make the vocal cords behave differently.
Ah, okay. That makes sense physically.
Think about it, right? A cry from sudden, short pain, it's often super short, really high-pitched, and then maybe there's silence while the baby catches its breath.
Yeah.
Acoustically, that's totally different from, say, a rhythmic, maybe lower-pitched cry that kind of rises and falls, the kind that often signals hunger, where that one tends to build up and repeat.
Right, like a pattern. So it's not just a loudness meter. It's measuring these subtle acoustic shifts that link back to what the baby's actually feeling or needing. It's like using sound as a window into their state.
Precisely. Acoustics as a proxy for neurology, you could almost say. And by comparing the signature of the recorded cry against this huge database of cries where parents have already confirmed the cause, the app tries to predict one of 5 specific reasons.
Okay, 5 reasons. What are they?
These cover the main infant needs. So first, hunger, like we mentioned, often rhythmic. Second, sleepiness. That might be quieter, maybe more of a whine, less intense. Third is discomfort. So this is a bit broader. Could be gas, a wet diaper, that sort of thing. Often comes in irregular, kind of high-stress bursts.
Okay, that makes sense. What else?
Fourth, irritation or anger. This one might have a louder, more consistent, almost aggressive tone. And fifth, believe it or not, boredom.
Boredom, really?
Yeah, sometimes described as like a low-level, pay attention to me, kind of moan or cry.
Huh. That detailed breakdown.
Yeah.
That's actually really helpful. It turns what feels like this overwhelming wall of noise into like 5 manageable possibilities. Takes away some of the panic, maybe. Gives you a starting point.
That's the idea, a data-driven path instead of just guesswork.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me, though. Let's talk about using it. So if Aaron hits record, maybe gets 5 seconds of crying.
Usually around that, yeah. Doesn't need long.
And the app gives a prediction. But what are we talking about in terms of, like, confidence? How sure is it?
Right, it's not saying your baby is hungry. It gives you a probability. Like you might see hunger, 75%, or discomfort, 88%.
Okay.
And the developers themselves, they put out a pretty compelling number. They claim an accuracy of over 80% in identifying the baby's state from the cry. That's based on their internal testing and data sets.
80%. Wow. I mean, if you're desperate at 3 a.m., 80% sounds amazing. But, okay, critical question time. Is that 80% like independently verified?
Yeah.
Or is that the company's own number?
That's a crucial point. The 80% figure comes from First Descent Inc.'s own data. Used to train and validate their algorithm, it shows how well the model performs against its own library of labeled cries.
Okay, so it's good on its own terms.
Yes, but it immediately brings up the issue you hinted at. Every single baby is different, right? My baby's "I'm furious" cry might actually sound a lot like your baby's "I'm starving" cry to a
Yeah.
general algorithm.
Exactly. So how does it handle that? How does it bridge the gap between this like massive average baby cry database and my unique little screamer?
Ah, and that is the really clever bit. This is why the app tries to be more than just a one-off diagnostic tool. It has this feature called personalization.
Personalization, how does that work?
The app is designed to learn. So when it gives you a prediction, let's say 70% discomfort, you, the parent, are encouraged to give feedback. You tell it what the actual reason was. Maybe you say, nope, you said discomfort, but it was actually hunger.
Ah, so you correct it.
Exactly. And this feedback loop fine-tunes the algorithm specifically for your baby's unique crying style, their pitch, their patterns. Over time, as you feed it more correct answers for your child.
The algorithm gets smarter about your baby.
Precisely. It starts to recognize the specific little vocal quirks, the idiosyncratic markers that mean hungry or tired for your child.
So the app you download is just the starting point. The real power builds up as the AI basically learns your kid's specific dialect of crying.
You got it. That initial 80% accuracy claim is just the baseline. For your specific baby, with consistent feedback, the accuracy should theoretically climb even higher.
That's a really powerful use of machine learning. It's like you're co-training the AI.
It really is. And while the sources say it's best for newborns, like 0 to 6 months,
Yeah.
that personalization means it can actually stay useful for decoding cries and frustrations for maybe up to age 2, and for parents who like tracking things.
Like me.
Oh, yeah. There's usually a tracking records feature, too, so you can look back at the crying history, see patterns, check the verified reasons over time.
Turning chaos into charts. A very modern solution,
Yeah.
definitely.
Right.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Look at the bigger picture. This isn't just some academic project. It's a product people buy or use. Who's
Yeah.
behind it? Who's First Ascent Inc.?
Right, so First Ascent Inc. is a Japanese company. They describe themselves as a parenting support venture company. Their whole focus seems to be on using big data and AI to tackle challenges in early childhood.
Okay, so they're specialists in this area.
Yeah, the Cry Analyzer is probably their most well-known app, but they seem to have a suite of products, things for tracking growth, sleep analysis, stuff like that, all aimed at giving parents data and support where, previously you just had intuition or advice from family.
They found a universal pain point, parental uncertainty, exhaustion, and threw some serious tech at it. Makes sense. But since they're a venture company, they need to make money. How does that work? What's the business model?
It's pretty much a classic freemium model. This is smart because it gets the app onto lots of phones.
Free download.
Generally, yeah. A free download gets you basic functionality, and critically, it gives them a wider user base, which means more diverse cry data to potentially improve the AI overall down the line. But that free version is usually supported by ads.
Ah, ads. So you're trying to figure out why your baby's screaming, and suddenly you're watching an ad for, I don't know, car insurance.
Potentially, yeah.
Okay.
Probably not ideal at 3 a.m. And that inconvenience, plus the lure of more features, is what drives the revenue. They offer in-app purchases, typically subscriptions.
Okay, so what do you get if you pay?
Usually the first thing is an ad-free experience, which, as you said, could be worth a lot in those stressful moments.
Definitely.
But more importantly, the subscription often unlocks the full feature set. That might mean unlimited cry analyses, no caps on how often you use it, and crucially, full access to that detailed tracking records feature we mentioned.
Right, so if you really want to dig into the patterns, like, is my baby always fussy at 4 p.m.? You need that historical data view.
Exactly. That deeper analysis, the trend spotting, that's typically behind the paywall. The free tier gives you the instant translation moment by moment with ads. The subscription gives you the ad-free convenience, plus the longer-term data-driven insights and planning tools.
So it's structured to let everyone try it, but incentivize power users or those seeking deeper understanding to subscribe. Pretty standard, but effective for this kind of tool.
Yeah, paying for convenience and deeper data analysis makes sense.
So what does this all mean then? We've kind of traced the path from just a raw sound, a cry, analyzed by its pitch, its frequency, its rhythm,
All those acoustic details.
all the way to a personalized prediction, backed by AI and constantly refined by user feedback. The Cry Analyzer seems like this sophisticated blend of acoustics and machine learning. It offers parents a concrete tool, a suggestion, where before there was just, gut feeling.
And doing it with that developer claim of over 80% accuracy, which critically gets even better thanks to that personalization loop.
Right.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, What this really shows is how capable machine learning is becoming at decoding these really subtle non-language signals, emotional states, biological needs, communicated through sound.
Yeah.
First Descent Inc. has basically found a way to commercialize that ability, applying complex AI driven by personalization to tackle a really fundamental human communication problem.
Right.
The tech isn't just translating sound, it's learning an individual's unique nonverbal language.
And providing insights based on that learned pattern. Actionable insights, hopefully.
That's the goal.
And the key, as we keep saying, is that personalization. The general AI model improves by learning the specific dialect of one single baby. Which leaves us with a final thought, maybe something for you, the listener, to chew on. Given that this app's accuracy gets so much better by learning one baby's unique patterns, what other kinds of subtle, personalized, nonverbal communication might AI learn to decode soon? Think about maybe tiny pauses in adult speech, or micro movements, things we don't even consciously register. What could AI quantify and interpret there in the near future?